You're listening to the WBT Podcast with Michael Lodge. Listen to all of our podcasts at www.wbtpod.com. Stay informed. Let's get started.
And welcome to another Church Sunday. This is Mike Lodge. Sit back, relax, put all of your worldly stuff to the side. Forget about jobs and business and family issues, and let's just focus at this very moment in time in God's love. Forgiveness is really hard. But in the times that we're living in at the moment, we are bombarded with hate. We see people going around trying to attack people verbally. And this is hate. And this probably stirs up a lot of resentment in all of our lives. When we see people being abused, or we see people being attacked verbally, harassed, in our daily walk of life, we see this happening, and it makes us all angry. And it's really hard to forgive these types of people. So on this Church Sunday, let's talk about how to forgive this hate, because it's going to take a lot of work on each one of our parts. God clearly calls us to forgive others. In Galatians 6:1, He told us, brothers and sisters, if someone is caught in a sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently. So if God expects us to forgive others, what does healthy Christian forgiveness look like? So let's talk about it just a little bit. Recognize no one is perfect. When we hate somebody, we tend to lose our perspective about that person, or that group, or those political individuals. When we're filled with resentment and bitterness and hurt, we tend to dehumanize the offender. We treat the person like an animal almost. But the problem is that we're all in the same boat. God said, not a single person on earth is always good and never sins. Ecclesiastes 7:20. The problem is we're all imperfect. Relinquish your right to get even. Oh, we always want to get even with that individual or that person or that group. This is the heart of forgiveness. The Bible says, never avenge yourselves. Leave that to God. For He has said that He will repay those who deserve it. Romans 12:19. You deserve to rationalize. You deserve to retaliate. But you must commit not to do so. It's not fair, but it's healthy. This isn't a one-time decision, but a daily one that may even require moment-by-moment decisions. And with those decisions come moment-by-moment prayers sometimes. I remember a friend of mine once told me, because we were talking about how is it that we go through this life and we get all these temptations that come at us. How do we win? How do we get past that point where we're no longer focusing on the temptation? And he says, well, this is what you have to do. Every day, every moment that you have that feeling come into your heart, you have to forgive again. And you have to say to God, help me forgive one more time. Respond to evil with good. This is how you know you've fully released someone from the wrong that has been committed against you. Humanly speaking, it's nearly impossible to respond to evil with good. You'll need God's help. You'll need the love of Jesus to fill you up. Why? Because God's love doesn't keep track of wrong. See 1 Corinthians 13. Refocus on God's plan for your life. You stop focusing on the hurt and the person who hurt you. Instead, you focus on God's purpose for your life, which is greater than any problem or plan you might be currently facing. As long as you continue to focus on the person who has hurt you, the person controls you. In fact, you can take it one step further. If you don't release your offender, you will begin to resemble your offender. And for those of you who are having a political hate struggle out there, the more that you hate somebody, the more that you will look like that individual. It's not a good thing. It's not healthy. So don't sit. Don't sit another day in your resentment. If you've been holding on to pain caused by someone else, go through the 4 steps that I talked to you about this morning and move on to the rest of your life that you were created to live. Think about this week. Can you think of a time when you responded to evil with good? How did the situation turn out? It's kind of like the old saying, turn the other cheek. Which are the 4 elements to healthy biblical forgiveness that we talked about today is usually the most difficult for you to practice? Let's go over those 4 one more time so you think about it this week. Recognize no one is perfect. Number 2, relinquish your right to get even. Number 3, respond to evil with good. And number 4, refocus on God's plan for your life. And then I want you to ask the question, why do you think so many people would rather hold on to their hurt and to their hate instead of releasing it? How does bitterness affect someone emotionally and physically? So, my friends, it's time for us to learn how to forgive. Because in this evil world that we live in, we are bombarded, we are seeing and listening to hate being spread. Hate is evil. Gosh, I often think, when Satan looks at this world, he rejoices, he is joyful when people hate. When people hate, he knows he has control over that individual. So let's all, today, let's learn how to forgive. And through God's grace, we can forgive.
Thank you for your grace, your amazing grace. Thank you for the way that you forgive me every day. grace, your amazing grace. Great is your mercy. Thank you for your grace. How could I breathe without it? How could I move without it? I couldn't live without it. Your grace, no single word without it. How could I speak without it? I wouldn't want to sing without it. Your grace, thank you for your grace, your amazing grace. Thank you for the way that you forgive me every day. Thank you for your grace, your amazing grace. Great is your mercy. Thank you for your grace. Imagine the world without it. There'd be no hope without it. No chance of peace without it. Your grace. Now that I understand it, my everything demands it. No longer take for granted the everlasting saving power of grace. I know I don't deserve. Oh, grace that Calvary reserved for me. Oh, grace that takes my breath away. I lift my hands to worship you, so let me live to worship you.
Thank you for your grace, your amazing grace.
Your grace,
Thank you for the way that you forgive me every day.
every
Thank
day.
you for your grace, your amazing grace. Great is your mercy. Thank you for your grace.
Thank you for your grace, your amazing grace. Thank you for the way that you forgive me every day. Thank you for your grace, your